Hello everyone, it's the Kitchen Table Magician, and I'm here to talk about a casual deck build that my friends and I have done. This is a Kaladesh based build, and it's around a card called Aetherflux Reservoir, which is a rare from the set, which reads, whenever you cast a spell, you gain a life for each spell that you've cast this turn, and then you, at any time, can pay 50 life and have the reservoir deal 50 damage to any creature or player. So we picked up a playset of these because they're really cheap. You can, as with just about everything else in Kaladesh, you can pick up just about anything you want for not a lot of money. So I picked up a full play set of these, and we built a deck around this, and we do have some fun with it. Now, this is not anything tournament caliber or anything like that. This, again, we just play casually, but we do have some fun with this, and I do have to say I have actually played against some standard decks and have won. Not consistently, but I can keep up a little bit, so that's kind of fun. So what we are building it in is blue and white. So we have an assortment of islands and plains, 7 of each, and we put in a playset of Meandering River. This is from Oath of the Gatewatch, I believe. So playset of those. So some duels and some islands, and everything's just budget and easily available. So to break this, there's a couple ways you can do this. You want to cast as many spells as possible in one turn, if you can, to gain the life, or if you can find another way to gain the life, you can do that too. And so we built both of those into this deck. So I'll talk about the casting as many spells as possible thing first. And so what you want is you want some card draw, and you want to be able to go digging around. So Kaladesh also has Glint Nest Crane. So we play 4 of those, and this gives you a body on the field that you can block with, and then it also lets you go digging down into your library for an artifact to put in your hand. So it's really good at getting the reservoir if you need it, and then having a chump blocker on the table, and getting other things. Surviving the early game is key. So we put in a chump blocker in Consulate Skygate. You can put anything in here as long as you just have something that can sit and chump block and is cheap. Fog banks, anything with reach that's just cheap. We want to keep the mana cost down, so this one's at 2, so you can cast it or a couple of them later in the game along with a bunch of other spells if you need to get up to that life. So we got a play set of the Skygates. And then you also want card draw. So we run 4 take inventories because you want to be able to fill your hand up. So 4 take inventories are in, and that's a card draw all day, just for days. It's lots and lots of card draw. So load your hand, get your stuff, maintain some board state. That's what all this stuff is. And then fill your hand with 0 casting cost cards. So we've got, in our deck, we have 4 Ornithopters and 4 welding jars. And a welding jar actually works out nice too because you can defend your reservoir with it if you need to. If somebody tries to target your reservoir with something, you can regenerate your reservoir. So that's pretty cool if you need to. And then a couple of Memnites. So we've got like 10 of these, and so you can load your hand with 0 casting cost cards. So the idea then is to try and get at least 2 reservoirs on the table, and then you just start doing the math. 2 life, then you get 4 life, then you get 6 life, then you get 8 life, and so on and so forth until you get up to 51 at least, and then you should be able to blow your opponent out. So that's one way that we do it. The other way is with a combo, and it's a life gain combo, and again, another Kaladesh card, and this is Wisp-Weaver Angel, which reads, when it enters the battlefield, you may exile another creature you control and then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So if you are running 2 of these, and 1 is already on the table, and you play 1, you exile 1, and when it comes back in, it exiles the other. And you have an infinite loop. You can do this infinitely. So with that, to gain a ton of life, we are running Soul's Attendants. I see there's a Soul Warden in here. Same card. 1 white mana, 1/1. Whenever a creature comes into play, gain a life. So 4 of these. So if you've got 1 of these on the table and you're looping the Wisp-Weaver Angel, you can gain basically infinite life, and then you can actually take out multiple players this way, and that's fun. So that's the other way to get this done, and we built them both into the deck. And then we just rounded the deck out with some mana ramp in the form of Zoria's Signets from the original Ravnica. 4 of those. They only cost 2, and they give you mana, white and blue. And then a little bit of spot removal. We have 2 Oblivion Rings and 2 Condemns. Because, again, we're on a budget, and I'm not footing for Path to Exile, and all of my Swords to Plowshares are spoken for in other decks. So, Condemn it is. But we do have a lot of fun with this. Aetherflux Reservoir. These are just some ideas of how to break it and a deck that we built around it. So thanks for watching.